Hey folks, we're back for another stay home get ripped workout. It is Thursday, March 26th.
What's your name?
My name is Colby Buswell. I don't think I said that yesterday. Today you're gonna need a kettlebell, dumbbell, or one heavy object, ideally two heavy objects, whether that be two dumbbells, two odd objects in your house that weigh the same, whatever. And you're also going to need a timer. We have timer suggestions in the description below. You're going to need a running clock today, but you'll also need a Tabata, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off timer for the finisher at the end. All right, so let's just jump right into a dynamic warm-up in place. Let's start again with jogging in place. If you want, shake the arms as you do it. Kind of loosen up. All right, let's go right into high knees. So just keep those hands waist level for targets. These are fast. Let's do 20, so 10 each side. Sure, that was 20. All right, butt kickers. Again, faster movements. Try to kick your butt with your heel. 20 of these. All right, let's slow it down into a lunge and twist. Lunge out with your right leg, whatever, and twist over that leg that's out. Trying to keep that in a 90-ish degree, not tracking too far over the toe. Step back, switch feet, twist the other way, and let's do 5 each side. All right, let's do 5 air squats, excuse me. Nice wide stance, squat down, knees out, pelvis forward at the bottom, 3-second hold, back up. 5 of those, 5 total. 3-second hold, knees out, pelvis forward, and up. Knee crunching optional. Not sure if you can hear that, but I can. All right, let us do some mountain climbers. I want to do 6 slow and then 6 fast. On those slow ones, bring that foot all the way up by that hand and let it stretch out. And switch. Really stretch that groin, glute, hamstring area. On these slow ones, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll go into fast ones. All right. Next, let's do some seal jacks. Hands out in front, feet together, jump. 10 of these. All right. And we've got some thrusters coming today, so why don't we, my assistant Luna, why don't we do some squat jumps? So wide stance, down into the squat, hands back, up. Try to absorb that landing. 10 of these. Whew. Let's do one more. Let's do that windmill variation from yesterday. So let's put our feet kind of a wider stance, outside of your squat stance for sure. And we're gonna go down toward the right foot, walk the hands to the left, and then come up. See how I'm facing this way? Then I'm gonna twist toward you, twist toward that right foot again, down, and walk through. Let's do 5 in this direction, and then we'll switch. All right, I'm switching. This is good. Opens the hips too. Stretches those hamstrings. Torso. 2 more. All right, I'm warm. Hopefully you are too. All right, for today's strength, we have another superset. So that means we're gonna do 1 movement, rest 30 seconds, do another movement, rest 30 seconds, go right back to that first movement. The movements today are goblet squat. It's actually a goblet box squat. Okay, for the goblet box squat, you're gonna need that heavy object, whatever it is. I've got a kettlebell here, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever that heavy object is, you wanna get it up into that goblet position, which means basically a front rack, elbows in tight, and then find your, whatever you're using as your box. It could be a chair, it can be, I've got a 5-gallon bucket here. Ideally parallel, but doesn't matter. Whatever you've got, right? You're gonna take a medium kind of squat stance, and then you're gonna lead with your butt back, keeping that midline stable, finding that chair, box, bucket, and then making sure that your midline stays stable even though you're seated. You're not hunched over forward, you're not leaning way back to drive it back up. You're taking all of that energy away so that you have to start again with the hamstrings and glutes to drive off of that bench, bucket, seat, chair, and back down and up. So it's a set of 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps of those goblet box squats. If you don't have a box, chair, anything like that with you, no sweat. Just do goblet squats, okay? Looks just like that. All right. Second movement is the Russian twist. So whatever your heavy object is, if you have a plate, fantastic. If you don't, let's say you just have a dumbbell. Even if it's that kettlebell, you can use it. I'm going to do them both directions. For those Russian twists, I've got a dumbbell, a little more awkward than a plate, but we're going to make it work. You're going to lift those heels off the ground, cradle that dumbbell from the top dummy, whatever, tap it. Depending on your floor, be careful. Show you that from this angle. Core is engaged, feet are off the ground. All right, Russian twists. You're gonna do 20, so every floor tap is a rep. So 10 each side. Russian twists, rest for 30, go back to those goblet squats, until you've done 4 sets of both movements. That's your strength for today. Go ahead and hit pause. I'll see you on the other side for conditioning in a minute. All right, welcome back. Great job on the strength. Now we're going to do our conditioning portion. You will need another running timer for this, just any timer, iPhone, whatever, running clock. This one is for time. It is a doozy. It's 100 dumbbell thrusters or 2 heavy objects, whatever you have. If you only have 1 object, no problem. I'm going to show you what to do. And then the kicker on this one is every minute on the minute during all of these thrusters, you're going to stop and do 8 yoga push-ups or box push-ups. So I'm going to show you those movements. I'm going to explain it again, and then I'm going to let you push pause and go to it. 100 dumbbell thrusters. So dumbbell thruster, if you've got the 2 heavy objects, whether they're dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever, you want to get those into the racked position, and you want to do that safely. So you're going to clean them to that racked position. Dumbbells, clean them up, hold them, elbows are in front. That one of those dumbbells can be resting on your shoulder. Find that squat stance for the thruster, and you're going to squat and thrust up. Okay? You're using the explosion, extending those knees and hips up. As soon as you're fully extended with your torso, then you drive up. It's going to help those dumbbells weigh less. So it's going to look like this. Boom. Boom. From this angle. Really driving to the ceiling. Use those legs, use those hips. That's what they're for. If for some reason you don't have 2 heavy objects in your house, and actually you may want to keep this lighter because you're doing 100. Anyway, if you only have 1 object, I've got a kettlebell here. I was checking the weight. For those, you're going to do the thruster. You're going to get that kettlebell into the racked position, that goblet position that we just did. So whatever's comfortable. It can be this way. It can be this way. I'm going to hold it like this and see how it goes. But you're going to have that in the rack position. You're going to be in the squat stance, down, and thrust it overhead. Okay? Down, overhead. Again, you're using the same movement, same hip explosion to drive that weight over your head. Okay? So that's if you only have 1 weight for the thrusters. If you want to completely scale it and no weight at all, you could do literally do 100 squat jumps. Down, up, down, up. So that's the way. That's a good way to do it without any weight at all. Remember, every minute on the minute during this running clock, you're going to have to stop and do 8 yoga push-ups or 8 box push-ups. Yoga push-up looks like this. Starts with downward dog, goes into a push-up, back up into downward dog. Push-up, up into downward dog. If you don't have a complete push-up yet, you need to use your knees. No biggie. So bring those heels up, down into the push-up, toes down, up into downward dog. Okay? You can do it. All right. Let's say 8 of those every minute on the minute. If you want to do a box push-up instead, I'm going to use my rig. Am I in frame? Use my rig here. Pretend this is a box. Feet out, chest to the box, and back up. Okay? Makes it a little easier for you. So again, 4 time, 100 dumbbell thrusters or whatever scaling option you choose. And then remember, every minute on the minute, look at that clock. At the first minute, do 8 yoga push-ups. At the second minute, stop the thrusters, 8 yoga push-ups. All right, now's the time to press pause and get to it. I'll see you on the other side for our finisher. All right, welcome back. Great job on that conditioning. I know thrusters aren't fun, even 10, 20, or 30 of them, so 100 must have been hell. For the finisher today, we've got a Tabata single leg glute bridges. That's 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I'm gonna give you the option if you want to do one leg for 20 seconds, rest for 10, do the other leg for 20 seconds. You'll eventually balance out for the 8 rounds. Or if you want to alternate for each set, that's each round, that's fine. So I'll show you. Glute bridges. These are from the floor. Bring the heels toward the butt. If you want to do this one leg at a time, I like alternating, so it'd be a glute bridge march for 20 seconds. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. If you have one of the WOD timers in the description below, I'm sure it has a Tabata function. If you don't, set a running clock, watch it for 20 seconds, rest for 10, so on until you've done 8 rounds, 8 20-second rounds of work. All right, that's the finisher. Press pause, get to it. We've got the shutdown challenge after that. Welcome back. Now for the shutdown challenge. The reps will be in your description. I'm going to demo the movements right now. First you have Abmats. If you don't have an Abmat, you can use a folded sweatshirt. You can even use a couch pillow, small pillow. Tuck that object of cushion, lumbar support up against your tailbone. Feet face each other. Your legs are in the butterfly position. Back, touch the ground, up. Make sure your shoulders cross the plane. That's an Abmat sit-up. Next, after that is lunges. It's pretty straightforward. Try to find that 90 in the knee. Don't track too far over the toe. Stand back up. Same thing. Alternate legs. Make sure that stride's wide enough to find that 90. After lunges, push-ups. Push-ups look like this. Chest to the ground, if you can. Knees, if you can't do feet from the foot position. And if you need to scale even further, find a bench, ottoman, chair, and do the push-ups to the bench. And last but not least, we have burpees. Burpees. Drop to the floor, jump up. Or up downs or squat thrusts, plank out, up. Okay, enjoy that challenge. We'll see you tomorrow for the next stay-at-home Get Ripped workout. Thanks so much, you guys. Hey folks, really appreciate you tuning in. Please do us a favor, press that like button, subscribe, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, like us, follow us. Stay healthy.